So, how do we create that internal soundtrack, that internal voice in our business which says I can? That voice of self-belief and growing confidence which can change the game. I once did a talk with Kevin Peterson, the ex-English cricket captain, and he said, "Do you know, you can see how happy I was by the number of runs I scored. And when I fell in love, I was whacking sixes all over the place. When that relationship went sour, I stopped scoring. Then I was invited, or there was rumour that I'd become England captain. I got really ambitious, started whacking sixes again. Then when I became captain, it got political and all argumentative and difficult, and I didn't enjoy it, and I stopped scoring. Then when they relieved the captaincy from me, I was then free and I started whacking sixes again." He was more or less saying, when you feel good, you make good decisions. When you feel bad, you make different ones. So there's something about making sure that our teams feel good. I hope that doesn't sound too flaky, but there's a sense in which when you're in a really good state, that really does have an impact on how we might get more and more confident and how that I can voice might grow. An exercise I ask people to do from time to time is this one, just to review the last 3 months of your life, at work and in life beyond work. And in the top section, write down things which have nourished you, given you a real sense of exuberance and delight, joys that have happened at work, achievements, successes, and things that have happened outside of work which really lift your spirit. Also, record things on there which have rather drained your spirit, giving you a sense of why do I bother, what's the point, and what difference does it make anyway, those kinds of voices. And then lastly, things you're looking forward to in the next 3 months. Things which you're anticipating with relish. And just load it up, game of quantity rather than quality, anything that you can think of, get your phone out, your diary out, and just take an assessment of the last 3 months and an anticipation of the good stuff coming in the next 3. That itself, I think, fuels a voice which is more positive than it otherwise might be. Because most of us maybe lose perspective. Perhaps there's something about doing what the Buddha said. Pay attention to what you pay attention to. If you focus your attention on what you're good at, focus your attention on what you've enjoyed, what you've achieved, and what you're looking forward to, more than this smaller section here, then you're going to produce more resourceful, confident people. Especially if we get the habit of doing this. Now, the self-talk, the belief I can voice. This is what really matters. This diagram, I think, sums up the power of self-talk rather nicely. It says, the way you talk to yourself has a direct impact on the state you're in. The state you're in directly impacts how you perform, and that speaks straight back into self-talk again. So, if I said to myself, for example, I'm rather tired today and speaking in front of a camera is not something I'm very good at, and this is going to go awfully. If I did say that to myself, then of course I'd induce a state of nervousness and anxiety. And when I make my first mistake, because I'm nervous and anxious, then that would speak back into my self-talk again. I knew this was going to go badly, which then causes more of a negative state, and we've got a vicious circle. Just like the footballer who might say to themselves, I've gone 9 games now without scoring. And the press might be reminding them too that they're in a goal drought. And as they step onto the pitch, crikey, I hope today doesn't go badly again, because that will be 10 games without scoring. That's a terrible round number. But of course that induces a state of just trepidation perhaps, or just a flatness in a player. And as that comes out, as they don't quite spring to the ball like they might, then as the next half goes by, I knew it was going to go badly. And that's now 9.5 games. Or stepping into a meeting, imagine that. This customer, they're a rather difficult customer. We've never really made proper contact. I've never really seen eye to eye with this customer. And they're a bit stingy. And I don't really think they get us. If you did say that before we went into a meeting, you can imagine how that might just tighten you up a bit. And when it came to relationship building or getting into flow, you might not get there in the way that you otherwise would. Something really important about how we speak to ourselves.